Good morning, everybody. We are live for the next exciting episode. Hey, Chris Casamassa here, and I am excited to bring you the new episode of Business Kombat Live because I've got another great guest, and they just keep rolling in. It's because so many people want to help martial arts school owners across the country that there's just a ton of information coming out right now. We want to make sure that you have the cutting edge stuff. You want to make sure that you have the best tools that you need to reopen. Some of you were able to reopen successfully. Some of you were struggling. And no matter where you are in the process, no matter where you are in the country, no matter where you are as far as what your state and county says with the pandemic, we want to help you not just survive, but we want you to thrive. And that's really the goal of the Business Kombat group and the people that we bring in, because I'm here to help martial arts school owners win, right? I want everybody to come out of the mom and pop phase of martial arts business and become mainstream business. That's really the goal. You should not have to struggle to follow your passion. And that's why we're here. And that's what we're doing today. So I'm going to bring in my special guest, and that is, you know him, you love him, you can't live without him. That, of course, is the world famous Adam Kifer. Adam, welcome.
Hey, what's up, Chris? That was the most overblown intro I've ever received in my life. Good to see you, man.
Good to see you, man. Listen, I'm so excited that you're here today for a couple reasons. One, you and I always roundtable and come up with some really cool things together. And I enjoy working with you, and I have over the years. You're a good dude who's also doing what I'm doing and out there helping martial arts school owners trying to win the game in the business side of what you do. The other reason I'm having you here today is so you and I stop going live at the same time.
The last two times, right?
I know. Adam and I have been so passionate about helping martial arts school owners that I'm going live, and then I get a text. Hey, did you go live? Yeah, we went live at the same time. So
it's because I'm West Coast now. That's why.
Yeah, it was different when you were on the East Coast, but now you're in the AZ. So that's cool. So we'll start with you today, man. I'm happy to have you here again. But what I wanted is just kind of pick your brain a little bit, because I saw some of the stuff that you were doing. I really liked it. Some of the reopening things that you were helping martial arts school owners with. So maybe just tell us a little bit about that to get started.
Yeah, I think obviously this is all unplanned. So I've only shared with school owners what I've actually done so far. Because we might have a plan for 2 weeks from now, and then all of a sudden the governor throws another curveball at us, and it's like, oh crap, time to rethink. But for us specifically, we made sure that ahead of time we planned it out in phases, just like internal phases for our school when the reopening was getting ready to happen. So our first phase was a 2-week phase that we just finished about a week ago. It was just getting all the members, many of them as possible. So we put all the focus on really member service for those 2 weeks, and really communicating all of the safety protocols that we've put in place. So we sat down, we put together, I got this big whiteboard in my office, put together this big pre-opening list of everything we need to do. So that included things like reordering all of our supplies, whether it was sanitizer, masks, disinfectant, printing signs that's communicating to our students what we're doing in between every single class to disinfect everything and to keep them safe. And we're in a state that fortunately doesn't require masks for classes. But with that being said, we still provide masks if our students need them. I know there's a lot of bad connotations with working out and wearing a mask. So we left it up to the parents to make the decision for the kids. The other big part of pre-opening was making sure that we did upgrades. Like, we introduced a member app, which our school didn't have before. We repainted everything in the entire school. We had one of those guys come in with a hazmat suit doing the twin oxide disinfecting of everything, and then put that all over our social media so our parents saw that like we were taking this seriously. Because I'm sure, like you, I know you did the pre-opening survey, and we did the same thing, and it was about a 50-50 split, like right down the middle of who felt safe coming back and who didn't. So our goal was to try and get that closer to 60-40 and push some of those people on the fence over the edge to get them back in the studio. The app has been met. Like, if you guys aren't using like Spark Member app or whatever app, My Studio, whatever it is for pre-scheduling classes and all of that, I would get on that. I don't know how the school is making it without that ahead of time. And then we did a series of emails and posts the week before we reopened, where we drip out information one day at a time of all the different things that we're doing, the things that we expect our students to do when they come back to keep each other safe. So all of that was really important. And then we also did a big increase in member outreach, whether it was handwritten postcard, phone calls, sending personalized videos to our members, just say, hey, we're reopening next week. We're so excited to see your face in person again instead of through a tiny screen, and doing all of those things just to get people excited about coming back into the school. And that was really, really important. And then on the back side of things, the things that our students sort of didn't see is we were really going back over policies and systems again with our team to make sure that that was all tightened up, because everything switched when it went to completely Zoom and online training, where all of a sudden you're doing new systems, new policies, and really focusing on that. So I knew that there would be some rust on our staff when it came to selling again, when it came to doing first lessons again, and all of that stuff. So we just spent a lot of time focused on that training and making sure that our team was ready for when we reopened the doors, that we'd be able to provide a great experience just like we were before all this craziness happened.
Right. So, and again, if you are just tuning in, we're talking about probably the single most important things that any martial arts business owner needs to do when it comes to reopening and getting your business safely but firmly forward and back to what we were built for, right? Zoom was cool, and Zoom is cool. And listen, we'll talk about that in a little bit, because I believe that there's an entire recurring revenue model on the other side of this pandemic. But we were all, myself included, we're built for in-person training, right? When I had students back in my building for the very first time, I literally got a chill on my arms. I had them on the floor. Like, it was so cool to have real people. You don't know.
Refreshing.
What's that old song? You don't know what you got till it's gone. Yep. Like, when it was gone and then they came back, it was a really, really good feeling. But the thing that I want everyone that's watching this now, whether you're watching live or watching the replay, Adam and I tend to give a lot of information very fast. So we always say, grab a pen, take good notes, and get ready to learn. Now, if you're watching the replay, of course, you have the luxury of pause and take those notes down. But the thing that Adam touched on, again, which is one of the most important things we talked about as school owners, and that is the communication wheel. So there is not one way that your members like to hear from you. There's literally 5 different ways that you can and should. And what Adam said was on the daily, right? He said every single day he was getting information out to his members. And we did the same thing. And that's, when you coach people and I coach people, because we help a lot of martial arts school owners, probably the single most important thing is the communication to your members. That doesn't mean just send an email and be like, okay, I did it. It's an email, it's a text message, it's a social media post, it's an Instagram DM, it's a voice message on their machine, it's a handout that when they come to your school, you can actually give them. That's 5 ways.
Push notification.
The push notification, right?
Yep.
Through, we talked about the app, right? So, Spark has an app. Budo Code has a great app. I'll get that in my camera. And he's built into the thing. There's an RSVP feature right in the bottom of my thing now. So students can actually schedule their class right from the app. Convenience is key, and servicing your customers, especially now when they're scared, they're nervous, they're not quite sure. You, as the martial arts business owner, as the leader of your studio, have to stand up and over communicate. Like there's no, I don't think that's probably the wrong term, because you can't over communicate at this point if you want your people to come back into your school safely and get your business back to where it needs to be.
I also want to add something that I think is really important. I see a lot of school owners messing up, honestly. This is not the time to force your personal political views on your students, because no matter what you think about COVID or all of this stuff happening, it's about making people feel comfortable in your building and making them feel comfortable when it comes to training. Yeah. I don't think anyone should wear masks working out, but that's my personal opinion. But we still provide free masks for all of our students that want to use it. Also, the thing you have to really show right now is empathy, because you don't know what your students have been through or their parents have been through. We have a mom that's a cancer survivor that's really worried about her immune system. We have people that live with grandparents that have health issues that are really concerned about them, and you really can't fault those people for being concerned. So instead of trying to force your way on people, just do the best to make everyone feel comfortable and safe. If they want to train online, awesome. Let them keep training online. Make that the best experience possible. If they want to come in person, awesome. Make that the best experience possible. But that's what our job is as school owners right now, and our responsibility is. It's not to do what we think is the best political maneuver or whatever. Do what's best for your students. That's it.
Yeah. What is that? The two things you shouldn't discuss at the dinner table: politics and religion.
Yep.
Yeah. Well, guess what? Your studio is your dinner table.
Yes.
So
100%.
Keep it that way. Now, the other thing too, with the over communication and the talking to them, is controlling the narrative. Right. Once you control the narrative for your business, then you ease the fears of the people who are looking to you for guidance and trust, really. Yeah. So that's the thing that for Red Dragon Schools is the thing I'm on our owners about all the time is controlling the narrative, getting up in front of the camera just like this every day. Yep. And we do a thing called the Daily Update, where I kind of stole this from the Daily Show. And that is, hey, it's Shion, and here's your daily update for Monday, June 22nd, 2020. And then I just talk about what's happening at the school, how we're keeping everybody safe, what's going on now in this part of the month right now. We're in a qualifying phase. So we're trying to virtually and get everybody ready for graduation at the end of the month. So that communication becomes key. The other thing with the narrative, and we were talking about this, was, how those ultra marathoners wear those oxygen deprivation masks?
Yeah.
Okay. So the science behind it is they don't actually work a whole much, right? But there are a set of athletes who use oxygen deprivation masks. So I just basically, with that narrative, I was like, listen, some of the top athletes in the world, people who run 100-mile races, wear masks when they work out. If they can do it, we can too. And ours aren't set to do oxygen deprivation. They're just cool little masks. And you were talking about giving out masks. We went a step further. We worked with a local t-shirt vendor who was making masks. We branded them with our logo on them, and we provided them for our students. And I'm going to tell you right now, our masks, remember fidget spinners? When fidget spinners were super popular?
Yes.
And if you had a box of them, you sold them out in like 10 minutes. Our masks are the same way, because and again, every part of the country is different, but in California, you have to wear a mask. And if we're going to be open, both our instructors and our students have to wear the mask right now. So, and of course we wear them. When the instructor wears them, who wants them? The students.
Of course.
And so I can't keep them in stock. Like I ordered a couple hundred just to be like, well, I'll get them out through all of our schools. I sold out at my school alone in 3 hours. The first 200 masks were gone. So there's another, again, revenue model inside of the business model that we have for people that have the access or have the creativity to make those things happen.
Love it.
Yeah.
Now, Chris, I know you're doing a hybrid model right now with both online and in person, right?
Yep.
And we're doing the same thing. And I'm not sure what you've done on your side, but our focus right now is really on the people in person, making sure they have a great time, and not only making sure they have a great time, but so the people online actually see that the people in person are having a lot of fun, and they're like, man, I can't wait to get in there. So we've put like a little station in the center of our floor, and I think yours is at like the back of your floor, but we pretty much just teach a regular class, and then we treat the computer like a person in class. So like we'll have an instructor go up, correct the people on the computer just like they'd correct someone standing on a dot on the floor, and that's been working really well. And then the other hurdle that we now have is testing, where before we did all online testing, so now we have Friday testing is online, the online people. The Saturday testing is the in-person people, and we've transitioned that way as well. So again, we're still making those people feel comfortable that aren't ready to come in yet. The other thing that we did is first 2 weeks, and this is going to sound strange coming from me, we paused all ads for 2 weeks. So
what?
Yeah, we did, because I wanted my team. I know. I don't think I ever thought I'd say that, but we want our team to be so focused on our current members and getting them back in that I wanted to take away anything else that week, and I knew that wasn't going to kill us. And then weeks 3 and 4, when we got to our phase 2, our internal phase 2, that's when we opened up the floodgates. So we started running ads again. And if you guys aren't running ads right now, why? Do it. Like we're getting the lowest cost per lead, the lowest cost per trial since I think the beginning of Facebook ads. It's been a floodgate. I think Chris, I sent you a text message the other day with a couple of our screenshots. We were running ads for I think 6.5 days up to that point. We had 141 leads and 30 some trials. I don't even know where we're at right now. I didn't check our stats this morning yet, and I was off this weekend for Father's Day, so I actually took the whole weekend off, surprisingly.
Wow, you got a weekend. Nice.
Yeah. Running ads right now, guys, is huge. The biggest thing is to make sure that you're targeting the right frustration and pain point that parents have. And the biggest thing I got from talking to all of our parents our first 2 weeks back is that their kids have changed through quarantine. Like, quarantine has deteriorated their listening skills because they were stuck just mom and dad, the same voice every single day for 3 months. They didn't have that outside voice. So all of our ads that we did are focused really on, like, hey, parents, has quarantine changed your child? What I mean is, has their listening gotten worse? Have they been spending more time in front of screens? And like, we know the answers to all these things, but parents are like, oh my God, yes. Like, I can't, my child throws a fit if I try and take the iPad away or say no to him when it's iPad time. So we really focus on that. And man, I'll be 100% honest. I was very skeptical of when our ads went back up because of how everyone's mindset was. We threw the ads up during a riot. Like, I was like, oh crap, are people gonna want to come back and all this stuff? And parents are looking for things for their kids to do. Like, around us, basketball is canceled, soccer is canceled. Like, all these other activities that are normally our competition aren't there. So it's like, man, what a good time to run ads, right? What a good time to get kids involved with martial arts. And it's been working awesome. I'm like floored by the results. And I'm happy to, I'll post in the comments a slide deck that I did for a presentation on just how to do the ads, but you guys can take the copy from there, see sort of the ad structure and everything, and run with anything you see in that slide.
Oh, that's awesome, man. Thank you. Yeah, that's good. And listen, you and I have a good perspective because we both have kids. So
yes,
we know the pain points to push, and anybody else that's watching this, if you have kids, you know those pain points as well. So it's a pretty easy target market. And like you said, right now, no other sports are happening, which is a win for us because, as you and I both know, the martial arts happens to translate well on Zoom. Right?
100%.
Few sports that was able to pivot fast, to pivot and to keep members active and engaged. And that's important. Now, you were talking about schedule. So here, I'm going to show my schedule real quick. I'm going to hide you just for a moment. I think we can still hear you. And we're going to show that. So one of the things that we did, because I wanted to be back to being in-person training as fast as possible, was we created a squeeze funnel to slowly move people off of Zoom and into live classes. So we went to this schedule where every other class was a live class, an in-person class, and then Zoom. So live Zoom, live Zoom, live Zoom each day. So during the course of the week, any given belt level or segment of students has the opportunity to train 2 times live and 2 times Zoom. So they could kind of start their big toe, kind of dipping in the deep end of the pool there and experimenting with the live. Now, one of the things that we did, I'm going to bring you back here for a sec. One of the things that we did to do that was, like you said, we positioned the camera as a student. And the other little crafty movie thing I did was, if I only had 3 kids on the floor, I got them as close together as legally possible to make it look like there was 20. And I'm like, oh, these kids are having a blast. They're having a great time. And then slowly but surely, like our first week, this is, I think, our 3rd or 4th week back to having live classes now. Slowly but surely, one other kid would show, one other kid would show, one other kid would show. And now in California, I'm allowed to have up to 15 people on the floor because of the size of my space. And then I put that FOMO on it. I'm going, look, I'm allowed to have 15 people, but we're only going to take 12. Your safety is my primary concern. I could have 15, but we're going to do 12 just for extra layer of safety.
Yep, we do the same.
Yeah, right. So the FOMO works, the fear of missing out. And of course, the classes are dynamic. The camera becomes simply a student in the room. And the other thing I stopped doing, and this is something that you did, but I didn't, is kind of a little ninja evil move. I stopped giving feedback to the camera. I focused 100% of my attention on the kids that were on the floor.
We're slowly doing that.
Whether it was 1 or whether it was 12, that kid got all my attention. And now you, from and the other, I'll tell you the other thing I did. I didn't do Zoom. On a live class, I simply turn my camera on like this and go Facebook Live into our virtual pro training group. That's it. So it's no longer a Zoom because, and I talked about this in the last video, so I won't go into it in depth. Zoom has simply become a crutch for many parents. The ritual of coming to karate, the parents have gotten out of the habit of, right? So we say that going to karate for kids is a habit. So is getting them ready. Now, again, you and I have kids, so we know the dance, we know the drill.
True.
So I won't go, I went into it in the last video, but my goal now is to kind of kick that crutch out from under them and to get them back into the school as quickly and as safely as possible, right? I can't just mad rush it because I want them to be safe. You know, heaven forbid that, you know, someone comes back to my studio and then gets COVID.
Yeah. Oh my God.
Which is the other thing in this group, and I'm going to point in every direction. In the file section, there are links to some safety precautions and steps that you can take. We post them up in the group. I know, Adam, you've given a ton of stuff out as well because you just open willy-nilly. You got to have a system and a process and a plan in place, and that's my plan right now. So that schedule that I showed is going to go until the end of the month because we have belt graduation. Then a couple more Zoom classes will disappear and more live classes will appear. So I'm starting that squeeze to get back to normal. Now, barring a what do they call it? Not a relapse, but a second wave.
Yeah.
Second wave or anything else that's going on. My job is to get my studio back to what it's built for, and that's to be open in person.
I 1,000,000% agree. July 1st, we're going down to 2 days a week for Zoom classes.
Yep.
And then it'll be all live besides that. The other thing that we've been pushing is we've actually been sharing our trial members with our students. Or say, hey guys, we got 35 new people that signed up for classes this week that are going to grab those spots up. So if you want to make sure that you're in class training live, you need to jump on the app and register.
Yep.
Like you guys get to do it 3 classes at a time. Trials only get to schedule 2 at a time, so you guys have an advantage there. But we don't want you to miss out. So another way just to sort of push people to showing up for classes. The other thing we're starting in July is we're doing an attendance contest. So the whole month of July, we're going to reward people that are coming in person to class, and then we'll have a bunch of prizes that we give out at the end. So just another thing that I suggest doing to drive it. We've already been teasing it, and all the people coming in class are like super excited that we're doing that because they feel like they get rewarded now for coming in and doing those classes. Chris, you want to jump into reactivation a little bit too?
Yeah.
On this video?
And before we get into reactivation and then upgrading your virtual members into real members, there's another revenue source right there. We hit both those things. I just want to let everybody know, number one, if you're just tuning in, thank you for tuning in to the show today. I'm here with Adam Kifer, who is the founder and creator of Relentless Marketing. Tell me the
media agency.
There you go, Relentless Media Agency. We'll talk about that in a little bit, but we're here talking about how to safely but surely reopen your martial arts school and get back to what we're built for, and that is in-person training. Also, if you are just tuning in live, feel free to post any questions you might have in the comments. We're trying to cover a broad range of topics today, but if there's something specific to you, there's something you're like, I need to know this, then you can post the comments right now, and we can get to your questions and do that. And as that's happening, Adam, let's go on to reactivation.
All right. So I told you guys the first 2 weeks was all about our current members, right? Weeks 3 and 4, which we're sort of in the middle of right now, has all been about reactivation. So it's about getting people that are on holds, off of holds, and really reaching out to every former member, not even just ones that were lost during COVID, but every former member to get them back in the door. So a couple of things that we're doing is for holds, we actually have a team call every single person that's on hold and offer free private lessons to get them back into the fold and to get them so they don't feel like they're behind as soon as they come back. And then we also, for former members, we reach out and offer a month of training for $1. And if they need a new uniform because they grew out of theirs, we'll throw that in for free as well. And then we auto enroll them back into a membership at the end of that month. So the way we set it up in the checkout is they're paying for $1, and then it auto renews into our normal 12-month membership. After that, we're very transparent about that. But I was thinking, why just reach out to people that canceled during COVID? Like every former member needs something to do, and our former members have had great experiences and all of that. So let's get them back training and kicking. So last week we did the holds. This week we're focusing on the former members, and then the virtual members we focused on the very first week as well. And for them is we let them actually train in person for an entire month at the same rate that they're paying for online training, just to get them hooked on it. And then from there, I automatically rolled them over to regular membership. So right now we're in the midst of them coming in-person training. We've had a couple of people that already asked to get rolled over to a regular membership before the month was even over, which we've gone ahead and done. Nice. And then the other people that we have training that haven't done it yet, will just automatically happen at the end of June.
That's great. Listen, and so again, you should be taking notes. Step one, free private lesson to everybody that feels left behind or you maybe haven't seen, right? Your MIAs. Number two, and this is probably the main reason that I wanted you on today, besides that you're fabulous. But
yeah, that's my beard.
Listen, the idea right there, the $1 for 30 days to anybody that's quit just to come back to class is gold, right? And whether you do $1, you could just say, just come back. Like, put your gi on and come back, no charge. It's on me. At the end of 30 days, if you're ready and to keep going, then we'll just, whatever membership you're on, it just restarts automatically.
Yeah.
And being transparent, letting them know up front, this is what you're doing, is great. But that's the hand, right? That's the hand out.
100%.
You need to get pulled back up. And listen, and you and I have talked about this. Some people quit because they were severely impacted by COVID-19, right? They're both parents, their job, or just shit went sideways. So they had to, right? They had no choice. Some people got really scared, and in hindsight, they're probably thinking, I don't think I should have quit. I freaked out. You can't fault them. You can't blame them because every human is going to experience this pandemic differently. But you as the business owner, as the leader, reaching out and saying, hey, it's cool. No worries. Like, I'm still here and we want you back. You were awesome when you were here. Just come on back. Just come back for 30 days. And during that time, like, you could even give them a free private lesson when they come back. It doesn't necessarily have to be for groups, but anything that you can do. And Adam, you are 1,000% right. Don't just go back to March. I told everybody, go to January. Pull that list, get 2 pieces of data, get their email and their cell phone number, and start reaching out.
Yeah.
So that was your thing. Now my thing was a little bit along those lines, and that was, again, back to the communication wheel. And I said, once you have the data of everyone that's quit from January to today, now you go down the list. Let's say you have 40, 50 names. Do 7 to 10 names a day for 5 days. You'll get through the entire list because you don't want to overwhelm yourself and be like, I got to make 50 fucking phone calls. Don't do that. And just call them up. And the phone call's a simple phone call. It's like, hey, this is Shion from Red Dragon in Glendora. I was just calling to check in on you and your family. Just want to let you know we miss you, and I want to make sure you're okay. Period. And then just shut up, because only one of 2 things is going to happen. A, they're going to say, thank you so much for calling. Listen, our family, we're back on track and blah, 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 which then you could have the conversation of, so let's get them back. Or B, the second part of the conversation becomes, oh my God, we're about to lose our house and da-da-da. And then you can have an empathy-filled conversation with them. You're reaching out for no other reason than just to see how they were doing. These are people that were paying you, that trusted you, that gave you their child to teach them the martial arts, and for whatever reason they stopped training. A simple phone call like that, whether they come back to you or not, is gonna that's an investment in your business future, right? And then what I tell people is if they get, let's say you make that call, but you get the voicemail, you just leave that message. If there's anything I can do for you, just give me a call at the studio.
Yeah.
A couple days later, you send out a follow-up email that pretty much says the same thing. And a couple days after that, just drop a postcard in the mail, right? That whole nurture campaign cost you the price of a postcard. But if it could get you $159 a month back, or $189 or whatever it is that you charge, it just gets if you made 40 phone calls and one person came back, would it be worth it?
100%.
But usually with processes like that, with the people that I've helped and people you've helped, they're able to get 5, 10 members to come back in the course of 7 to 10 days.
Yeah.
And that's a huge win.
So I think that's awesome, Chris. And one of the things that we're doing for our former member reach out is we left ringless voicemail with all of our former members. So it was literally a recording of me, very similar to what you just said. Hey, it's Coach Kifer, just checking in with you, seeing how things are going during this crazy time. Just want to let you guys know we miss you, and we just want to get you guys back in training and get your kids with something to do. And then we tell them the offer, and then say, hey, just give us a call if you have any questions, or if you just want to chat, happy to do it. And then we have an email series that follows up. That the first email is like, hey, not sure if you got my voicemail, and it references the voicemail that we sent out, and just sort of follows it that way, right, to make it feel more personal.
That's it. And really, Adam, and you know this is the work that we do as business owners.
Yep.
Right. So it's part of the job. It's part of moving our business forward. It's part of not surviving, but thriving.
Mm-hmm.
It's the work that you got to do. And listen, sometimes you pick up that phone and you're like, business owners like us, and even me, like, I'm not going to lie and say that I'm fearless when I do this. Sometimes when I pick up that phone and make that call, I'm nervous about the reaction I'm going to get on the other end of the
line. Here we go.
Yeah. You get that, why the fuck are you calling? Like, you don't know, but that's just it. That fear of the unknown for me, like it's exciting. I'm like, all right, let's see what's going to happen. But when you do that work, that's also how you get the rewards. And listen, if you call 20 people and 19 of them don't come back, 3 months from now, they're going to remember, oh man, Leon reached out to me and just called just to see how I was doing. It was pretty cool. Right? Maybe they'll come back later, or at least they'll speak kindly of you because you did something for no other reason than just because you care about the people that were part of your martial arts family, whenever it was. So go back to January and do that. That's homework for everybody watching this video right now. Get it done.
Guys, the number one goal is like getting your billing, recovering it, right? So it's about thinking outside the box and not just sitting and twiddling your thumbs expecting your students to come back, but it's about outreach and being active and finding effective ways to bring back old people, get people off hold, get referrals, get new people in the door, like whatever it is, because I guarantee you guys are still going to have people canceling over the next month or two, because it's going to go like this across the entire country. There's going to be a spike, and all of a sudden a parent's going to freak out and be like, you know what, I'm just going to wait. And that's going to happen consistently over the next couple months. So if you're just sitting there thinking that your current student base is going to get you through the next few months, it's not. You have to be actively pursuing ways to get your billing back up. And I think this is one of the best times to not only get it back up, but to get it even higher than it was before. Like, this is the time. Let's go. Let's do it.
Right. Well, and that brings up another thing that I've run into with some school owners that everyone wants to avoid. If you have gotten money, you got your PPP money and or you got your SBA EIDL money, don't sit back on your high horse and be like, I've got $80,000 now and I can, because 6 months, 9 months, 12 months from now, you'll be wishing that you've done what Adam and I are talking about right now. Right. So for us, I helped probably 50 school owners get their grants, get their monies. Myself and Shelly worked really hard on helping people get the money to keep their business going, right? But now the move is take that money as a security blanket and set it aside. That's what I did. Like it's just in another account. It's my just in case money, because I want to rely on my billing tuition, on my revenue. And then the other thing too, which is finally, as people starting to come back in, I didn't realize, I mean, I knew, but I didn't realize how much money my pro shop took in.
Yeah.
Right? When sales just stopped and it was just billing money that was coming in, I was like, damn, my store was doing good. So now
no events, no merchandise.
I want people to come back through the doors like, oh, t-shirts, hats, masks, weapons. I need new weapons. I've outgrown my bow staff. Like all those, that stuff adds up quick.
Every kid had a growth spurt during quarantine.
Yep.
Like all of our kids coming in looking like it's a flood. I'm like, hey, you know, it really looks like Johnny needs a new uniform. And then like this last week, uniform sales were insane. Mm-hmm. Like it was like we had a bunch of new students joining essentially. But yeah, all of those are opportunities, guys, to do it. For us, we also use this to sort of redo our curriculum during quarantine. So a lot of you guys might not know, but I took over I became a partner in the school 6 months ago, took it over, what, a month and a half, 2 months, Chris, to mid COVID. So they had no weapons curriculum or anything. So we added weapons. So we got people purchasing weapons now. And we started thinking of ways like new merchandise, new slides, since we're in Arizona, get some custom flip-flops and stuff. So we started thinking like, what are people going to buy right now? And people have money, like they do. They spent no money. They didn't go out to eat. They didn't go to the movies or anything for the last 3 months. Right. So don't think just because you had one parent talk to you about their situation that they're in, that everyone is like that, because it's not true. There's a lot of people that probably saved more money during the last 3 months than they've ever had in their life, because they weren't, besides Amazon, they didn't have like random crap to spend it on.
Yeah. Well, you talk about that again, using myself as an example. I didn't realize how much I was spending on eating out.
Same here. Yep.
You know what I mean? I'm like, wow, there's big numbers there. There's a value in eating at home and eating home cooked meals. So back to upgrading. So and this is where you and I did a couple different things, but it's still going to come back full circle. And that is when I was selling virtual memberships when I first started, having never done this before, I made in hindsight, it was a mistake. At the moment, it was the right move, I felt. And that was, I was selling it for very low cost. I was doing it for like $39 a month. Now, a couple of our owners kept it at their regular monthly rate and were getting it. And I was like, damn it, I'm worth more than $39 a month, even on Zoom. So I scaled it up, but it still never matched our actual in-person rate. And I think you guys you kept it pretty similar. But now what I'm doing, and what I did was kind of similar. Everyone who signed for a virtual membership, they got 2 weeks to come on the floor and try it out. Then I sent them the email campaign that says, listen, you see how much different in-person training is? Here's how we get you from virtual to in-person. And then we upgraded their membership. So now those low price memberships, what I did, the step I used was, first I sold them a uniform, which is a higher price point, right? And that's, for us, our uniform, is black with double red stripes, and we give it to them with all the patches on. So it's a higher price point than their monthly payment. So that's step up number one. Then from there, it's like, okay, so now let's go to in-person training, and that's step up number two, because the difference between $39 and $159 is a huge jump. But if I can get you to $39.99, $159, it starts to make a little bit more sense. And then by getting you on the floor, I can show you even more value than being on camera with you where your kid's at home. So those are some of the steps that we use to make our virtual members become actual members. And now the flip is this, because we're back to in-person training. Now when you come in to sign up, it's oh, by the way, when you sign up today on our regular membership, we're also including our entire virtual training platform. It's a $99 a month value. It's yours absolutely free, right? So now, because in the beginning, we talked about the recurring revenue model that Zoom can be. Now it's also a value-added perk on in-person memberships. It's like, you're going on vacation, you're not going to come in, there's a second wave. We've got you covered because we've got the entire virtual platform set up just for you.
Yeah, parents love that. Like it is a great selling point. Kevin has a question on our upgrade. Should we offer a special with the down payment or keep it normal? That's a good question. I can speak to what we do. So our enrollment process is very heavily incentive based to get them to sign up on the very first day, like our normal enrollment process. So even though we have them auto enroll in the membership at the end of their month that they're taking on the virtual training, we're still trying to get them to commit the day of. So we offer them to go from the white uniform to the black uniform for free. We give them a free training pad to use at home, and we give them gloves for free and a free birthday party. B9Z, way to go. We give them a free birthday party. So we include all of that if they enroll that day instead of waiting to the end of the month. Yep.
Yeah. And now I was going to talk.
That's just what we do.
No, that is awesome, dude. The incentive-based packaging is always the right move, right? You want to under-promise and over-deliver. And if you can do that in your enrollment process or on your floor especially, then you're always going to win, and you're going to have way more members than you know what to do with. Given the birthday party, like, listen, our lowest level birthday party package starts at $249. So and listen, you can't do a birthday party right now pretty much anywhere in the country. But 90 days from now, you sure as shit will be able to. We hope. But it's there, right? So you give me $159 and I give you $249 back. That's a value-based incentive right there. And I'm going to give you a $99 a month virtual platform, and I'm going to give you an app where you can RSVP your classes, right? Value stack, value stack, value stack, value stack.
Yep.
So that $159 now becomes like, oh my God, that's all it is to start here? You give me $159, I give you $400 in value. Makes sense all day long. So to the question, yes, you should wait. I'm going to say the same thing. You should waive the down payment. 100%. Listen, and here's just the thing in general. I hate down payments. I'm going to go on record. If I go to a place besides a car dealership and they think, oh, you just got to do a down payment on this, like, I'm gone. Just tell me how much it is. Tell me how to get it.
Yep.
Give me registration fees. Don't give me all this nonsense. Just give me the number. And that's just me. So that's the way I choose to run my business. I don't believe in down payments or enrollment fees. Like it's $159 a month. All you got to do today is take care of your first month's tuition, and we're going to include everything I just said, right? The birthday party, the app, the uniform, your first month's training. Boom, boom, boom. There's zero obstacles between me and you becoming a member of mine. Period.
So, Chris, I love that you said that, because we actually use that pain point of hating registration fees in our enrollment. So we have a registration fee, but if you enroll the first day, you don't have a registration fee. It gets waived.
There you go.
Love it.
We just nominated, what's this one? We just nominated a bunch of students at Bell graduation last week. We're 90% in-house. I can't.
Oh, that's awesome.
Can you see who that is?
Kevin.
Oh, it's Kevin again. Okay. Awesome.
Yep.
90% in-house. He's a stud.
Great. Hey, I want to throw one more thing out here.
Yes, sir.
That we haven't really touched on, and it might be something that is very outside the box, but something I encourage all of you guys to consider if you can do it. There are other martial arts schools closing in your area. There are schools that did not make it through this, and there's a lot of students that need a place to train. I've had probably 6 or 7 conversations with schools that are either closing down or have closed down in the area just by reaching out and jumping on the phone with them or going to lunch with them. And there's tons of opportunities for you guys out there to absorb students from other schools right now. And the simplest way that I would structure it, because you're going to get school owners that are very reasonable. You're going to get some that think they should be paid like $50,000 for their 25 students that may go to your school. So the way that we've structured it for a few of the schools that we've talked to is we just give them the monthly payments for the first 2 to 3 months that they're with us. And then after that, it's all coming to us. So for example, if we have a school down the street that has their 25 students coming to us because they're closing, guess what? For the next 2 to 3 months, I'm going to give that school owner the monthly payments coming in from those students. And then after that 3-month period, those payments stop and they're all the payments are coming to us. And it's a real easy thing that you can do because these people are going out of business. They don't have any other income. There's not a big market for buying martial arts schools, just being honest and transparent with you guys. Like I've seen schools listed on brokers and they're on there for a year or a year and a half on those brokerage websites. So this is an opportunity for them to still make money, even if they have to close, because you're giving them monthly payments for those students still without them having any overhead expense of rent or anything like that. And then your job is you got to teach badass classes. So after those 3 months or those 2 months, they stick with you and continue training. And it's a really good opportunity. So I just encourage you guys, talk to the other school owners in your area, go to lunch with them. Don't pitch intent right away. Just say, hey, this has been a crazy time. I just thought it would be good to catch up with some of the other school owners and great time to share ideas and see what we can do. And then as your meeting is going to come out with how they're doing. And I'd say probably 3 of the lunches I've gone to start out with just us talking and bouncing ideas. And then it was the other school owner saying, you know, man, he's like, I'm actually really thinking about closing down. Or I think this is like the time that I go and focus on doing this instead of doing martial arts. And then that's the opening for that conversation to take place. Well, what are you thinking about doing with your students? Like what's going to happen? And then you start talking. But if you guys haven't done that, reach out to the other school owners in your area and just get together. And some of the conversations didn't go that way, but it just ended up building a good relationship with another school owner in the area. And I guarantee if they have a good relationship with you and they end up closing in the future, you're probably one of the first people they're going to think about to reach out to if they're planning on closing. So there's another thing that you guys can do. And if it doesn't work now, it's setting stones for the future.
Yep. That's building building the moat around your business.
Yep.
Right.
100%.
Pandemic proof and recession proof. But
yeah, Rudy's getting students from other schools that are still closed. Exactly. Yeah, we've had a few of those come in too that are like, yeah, they're doing online training or they're not reopening or they're just doing one-on-one. And yeah, it's a great opportunity right now.
I concur.
Love it.
Okay, man. I think. Listen, we covered a ton of stuff here. A couple things. Yep. This is the knowledge-based portion, right? We've all had a lot of time to reflect and to grow. Hopefully, everyone that is a school owner took some time to do things. Like I did a lot of reading, and I'm gonna tell you, I just finished reading a book. I had gotten an advanced copy of it, but I thought it was great, and that is Michael Burnhoff's new book.
Wait, this one?
That's right. Yeah.
We didn't even plan this.
No, we did not. We did not. But it's a great book. Mike is awesome. He has spoke at some of our masterminds and been in our Business Kombat training event. He is a good dude, and he's helped a lot of business owners. And I think it's out now, right? He'd sent us an advanced copy, but it's out.
It's on Amazon. You can buy a hardcover. The other thing that we have actually done with this is I have like a box of these sitting here. This is our book that we give to new adult students. So when they come in, this is the book that they get. I know it says sucks on it, and some people might not like that, but like we have a little bit of personality we like to show in our school. And I also bought this for a lot of our adult students and even some of our parents that I know like to read and that work on personal development. And like I said, right now is not the time to hold back. It's to give more value. So
that's right.
No better way.
And then, of course, you should have this book for kids.
I didn't have that one ready, Chris. You didn't tell me.
We didn't even plan the book. So you have an adult book. You have a kid book, also available on Amazon. And I think I know the guy that wrote it. Yep, this guy. Hey, it's cool. And here's another one. Actually, you turned me on to this book. I thought it was a really good book as well. Relentless.
My favorite book of all time, if you can't tell by the name of my media agency.
Yeah. Speaking of media agencies, what do you got?
Hey, so I'm excited, man. You've known about this for like a year.
I have.
That like I've been working towards this, and we've been laying the foundation and the blueprint for a media agency. And I know that there's other ad agencies and marketing agencies out there in the martial arts industry. But I think the cool thing about this is, yes, I've been in the martial arts industry for a long time, but most of my marketing knowledge does not come from the martial arts industry, which I think is actually a really big benefit. But I've been able to take things that I've learned from some of the top marketers in the world and be able to use them for membership-based businesses in the fitness world last year, and now in the martial arts world. And man, having a $3 million ad budget to use last year, not only just to run ads, but just to do like unlimited amounts of testing, really, really opened my eyes to all the different methods and things that work the best for our type of business. So we launched July 1st. We're doing a limited launch of only 10 schools. Why? Because customer service is important to us. Like we want to have relationships with our clients where we're talking to them weekly. You're getting updates on how your ads are doing every single week, so you know that they're performing the right way. And we want to make sure that we're really bringing a personal touch to this, which I think is missing in a lot of ad agencies in our industry right now. That's not there. The other side of it is we have software completely built out that is lead management software. So it has text message automation flows. It has a ClickFunnels feature. So everyone's account's going to come loaded with 20 plus funnels for everything from birthday parties to kids martial arts to fitness challenges, Krav, all of that stuff. And they're all pre-built funnels that have been tested and proven with ads to get good results. On top of that, our text message flows are what we use in the martial arts school that I own right now. It's something that's proven to convert people to paid trials. I think the consensus for a lot of ad agencies, and I see this a lot in the groups that I'm in, is do free offers, guys, because they get you more leads and cheaper leads, so you can show that to your clients that you are providing value to them, because you're like, hey, look, I'm getting these cheap leads. But with free offers also comes a lot of other obstacles, right? Comes a lot of no-shows. It comes people not following through or being willing to pay because they have no skin in the game. So my goal over this last year was finding ways for people to put skin in the game so they're more likely to commit afterwards. Matt McDaniel, love that comment. Mother of God. So
Matt actually, and I've talked to Matt about this, Matt is quite funny. Matt
is hilarious.
He's got a good sense of humor and a good wit. And I keep telling him, man, dude, just keep flowing. He's a good character. I like.
You don't believe us? Just watch him start commenting on posts in the Century Group. It's the best. But yeah, with the ad agency, we just wanted to get back to taking a lot of work away from the school owners, where you know that if people are buying trials, they're going to show up for their appointment. Like we have 100% show up rate on paid trials at our school, so we know that they're going to show up. And then we've also developed a way, if you don't feel like you or your team are great at selling, we've created an automated enrollment process where you don't need to sell. Like we can set this up for you where they auto enroll, which is awesome. And we figured this out sort of during the whole COVID thing, but It's going to be a game changer.
So I'm going to sum this up.
Yep.
If I'm hearing you correctly, you are about to launch a service that not only advertises for a martial arts school owner, but it also nurtures the people who opt in. And then
100%.
if they want, it could actually automatically enroll them. And the school owner has to do nothing but look at you and go, please make that happen.
Yep. And here's the thing, guys. We use localized video ads.
Adam, that's it. I speak school owner. I translate.
There's one more thing. There's one more thing that no one else is doing. If you don't feel comfortable on camera doing your own video ads, we're going to shoot video ads for you. So
what?
Yeah. So if you don't feel comfortable in front of the camera, we take care of that for you guys. So it's really very minimal effort on your guys' part.
Well, listen, that's great because I hate the camera and I hate being in front of it.
Yeah. Okay, Chris.
That's cool. Awesome. And final thing for today, everybody, listen.
Yes.
Travel restrictions have ended, and it is time to get back to the business of running your business, getting the tools that you need to accelerate your growth so you can live the lifestyle that you want to live, make a bigger impact in your community, and stop struggling. Really, that's why we started our Dojo Doctors group. That's why we started the Business Kombat Live group. Our goal, our mission, our passion, our purpose is to help martial arts school owners make the money that they deserve. Listen, all of you that teach know this. What we teach is priceless. If I teach your child one move that someday saves their life, how much is that worth to a parent? Right? Yet we underprice ourselves. And that's the biggest challenge. So a lot of people will lack systems or structure or the know-how to do it. And that's basically what a mastermind does. It fast tracks time. It compresses time. There are two assets that we have as business owners. The two most important assets, time and money. And only one of those is replaceable. And that's money. I can make money. I can lose money. I can spend money. I can get more money. But time, once it's gone, can't get it back. And that's why, listen, 10 years ago, I started joining masterminds because I wanted to fast track and compress my time knowledge to get to where people that were already doing it, I wanted that. So I went and got it. And what I found out was the more I paid attention. And the more I paid attention, the faster I learned. And the more I implemented, the faster success that I got. And I know that you've been in masterminds. I've been in we were in the same mastermind together. And that's what we're doing here in San Diego, August 14th and 15th. We're going to teach school owners how to compress time and not only how to save money, but how to make money while they're following their passion. And that's the real key thing. And Adam, I believe you are coming to this mastermind as well.
I will be there. I will be there.
And we may be seeing a special guest appearance from and others, right? I always bring in, like you said, I bring in not just martial arts people, I bring in business people.
Yes.
Business owners grow and expand their knowledge. It's coming up on the 14th, 15th. That's the good news. The bad news is I already have a pretty full mastermind. We've got a great stable of people besides our Red Dragon people and the Dojo Doctor clients that I help. And the map is behind me. You can see it. I help school owners from all around the country. But I'm going to open up, I think, 7 seats for people that want to fast track their knowledge and get on board and learn and grow and expand their business. Plus, we have a great time, right? We go out to dinners, so I'll be able to spend money on dinners again. And it's like a hive mind, right? It's not just me. We've got a group of people that are sharing their knowledge together, and you are very gracious when you come. You share your knowledge with the people that are in the room and give them insider stuff that we didn't have a chance to talk about today.
Yep.
But that's all going to happen on August 14th and 15th in beautiful San Diego.
Spanish for.
Yeah, Spanish for. I'm not going to say. You know what's coming next. Anyway, Adam, my friend, thank you so much for being here today, dude.
Thanks for having me.
I know you're busy. You're running the school. You're launching a media agency, ton of things. So I'm happy to have you here today. And all of you that tuned in live, thank you for being here. We appreciate you, one and all. And we're happy to help you. If you have any questions, Adam's got a group. We've got a group. We've got things that we're doing to help martial arts school owners, and we are here to help you. And Adam, you know, the only dumb question
is the one you don't ask.
Ta-da! That's it, my friend. All right, everybody, thank you for tuning in to Business Kombat Live Show. We are out of here, and we'll see you all very, very soon.